All right, Max0r's just released another video, so we're going to be watching it. It's about Baldur's Gate. Let's go.
This video is going to spoil the entire game.
That's not what the fuck. Immediately, I haven't played Baldur's Gate in so long. That's not what he looks like. He got plastic surgery.
Baldur's Gate 3 is possibly the funniest game ever made, and I do not think it actually intends to be. Because it's actually trying to be really gay, taking place in a fantasy
pretty gay.
world where 4 adult friends
are
able to play on the same
there's
day.
more kissing.
This game faithfully and hilariously recreates the D&D experience, all the way down to watching your friends paint the entire ground of their camp with your combustible blood. Which, turns out, can act as the fuse for a bomb. And that is just the beginning of the absolute insanity that this game has to offer.
I got that buff.
Because in the world of Baldur's Gate, anything is possible, and everything is—
How have I never thought to paint the town literally red?
Determined via dice roll. And yes, that does determine whether or not you're going to be transformed into cats 4 times before the building explodes. I think this is the best game ever made.
I must have been playing this game completely wrong.
But before beginning our amazing adventures, we have to choose our characters very carefully. We've got Asterion, the Dark Urge, Squid Game Huggy Wuggy, all the customization you can think of for my human male fighter. But today, we're going to be playing as
Best girl.
King,
that was best girl.
Wild magic sorcerer with absolutely unnatural charisma. Charisma is so powerful that I convinced a boss to kill his minions, to kill his dog, to kill himself.
I did that.
Convinced him to join me against the forces of Satan 30 hours after I sent him to hell. Coincidentally, RaveSpecter King is not a smart man. My playthrough was classified as morally ambiguous because I usually did the right thing very badly. You're probably wondering right about now, Max0r, why are you speaking to a sentient rat in hell?
It's Germa!
That is a good question with a very bad answer. I thought it would be really funny to sell my soul to Lucifer and then break into his house, kill his incubus that he uses to have sex with himself, steal my soul back along with everything worth money, which is the real reason that I'm here. Make a break for it just in time to get caught and be forced to kill Satan.
Okay, before it goes on, I hope he does something with the music here, because this area, I did exactly what he is doing right now. This area, the boss fight music, one of my favorite. I have an emotional connection to it. I don't know if he's going to do one of his like famous music videos for it. I hope he does, but it is phenomenal. Do exactly what he did if you haven't played Baldur's Gate before, or Baldur's Gate 3.
Who, by the way, has 666 HP and sings about how he's going to kill you like a Disney villain. Was this the ethical course of action? Maybe, but in retrospect, I did not think I would get caught. So,
me neither.
On top of his immaculate riz and dubious ethical success, the most important detail of RaveSpecter King is that he is a wild magic sorcerer, which is definitely a class.
What the fuck?
Imagine for a moment that you and your 20 allies are trying to push past a narrow corridor when me and the fellas cast a swarm of bees, black tentacles, and a goopy fart cloud, which kills your entire team before you are able to see anything. I call this strategy the fucked up hentai. Now, if that was to hypothetically happen, you would theoretically accuse me of a lot of bullshit, to which I would respond with, yes, officer, I did just disintegrate that child. And what's more, I have committed crimes you can't even charge me for. Say hello to the spell Feign Death, which works by placing your allies into a coma. This, I would argue, is not a very useful spell. But if I were to say, give all my money away to a lucky merchant, then he would trust me enough to initiate nap time. And after carefully concealing my presence in a conspicuous dark blob, I will be able to steal my money back plus interest. What's more, I get a fucking discount next time I show up. Is combat requiring just a little too much thought? Are you perhaps getting tired of taking any damage? Then, my friend, look no further than the Globe of Invulnerability, which does exactly what you think it does a little too well. The only caveat being that the invulnerability happens to work on enemies, and they tend to see invulnerability as an advantage, meaning literally every fight that I use it in devolves into the funny friendship circle. Say, for instance, that you are an enemy whose entire purpose is to explode yourself. If you happen to wander into the Orb of Comedy, you would be forced to unsuccessfully activate your bomb vest 20 times in a row, hoping and praying for a death that I cannot provide you. Honestly, if you're creative enough, you don't even have to play most combat encounters. I once fought a boss that began every fight by instantly killing me. Now, most
this fight is bullshit.
Would reload the game, try some other quests, literally anything that uses your brain. But I am not normal people. I'm autistic. how else do you think this video gets made? The neurotypicals couldn't do this shit. So
True.
instead, we are going to cleverly sneak up on him with my entire party, then cast fear on him, forcing the man to flee while me and the fellas beat him to death with hammers. Another time, I was stuck in a difficult combat encounter with a invincible Doom Spider.
Where the fuck did the Doom Spider come from? I did this fight. I don't remember the spider. Did I do something to miss the spider? There's so much in this game. I would play this game more, but I have to record these videos, and this thing takes up so much of my hard drive space. I need to upgrade my PC. Go play this game if you haven't. Polymorph has great usages. I played as a druid because I wanted to be one with nature, and I wanted to turn into animals. And I thought I could sneak around, but I didn't do that much sneaking because I literally always forgot that I could turn into animals.
At which point, I transformed him into a more reasonable animal and forgot about him for the rest of the fight. Of course, magic doesn't always have to be used for combat or stealing. Sometimes it can be used for productive things, like remote detonation. Imagine for a moment that you were tasked with solving a murder because the elephant police are being racist. Not
Seriously, where is this? What is this guy?
Just immigrants. My guy is a reactionary ranch soda. You would be able to quickly resolve this situation by performing necromancy and asking the murder victim who killed them. Alternatively, if I wanted to, say, kill everyone in the goblin camp without conventional methods, I can simply cast Speak with Animals and gently convince the local spiders to begin an arachnid race war.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Any animal in the game, including threatening rats into revealing their cheese location, or the cat that narrates like a noir detective. Although I do think it is very strange that I don't have to cast it before speaking to gnomes. But honestly, out of all the magical...
No, but seriously, fuck gnomes. Fun fact, I don't think gnomes have been in any World of Warcraft, like, trailer cinematic ever. They are not important enough to get the high-quality cutscenes. Everybody knows that gnomes are just lesser beings. Dwarves are the superior beings. They are the superior ones. And everybody knows it. Okay, don't come at me. Dwarves are better. Rock and stone. Rock and stone.
Items you can obtain in this game. My favorite was definitely the Max0r's energy drinks, because it gives my character enough energy to leap 50 feet through the air and take extra actions per turn.
What? That's broken!
This cool alchemy powder so you can save on gold and craft it into useful consumables. Max0r's has all kinds of cool spells, like Grandpa's Ashes, Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000, and my personal favorite, Lean. These are
Lean
flavor names.
Was that Joe Biden?
We're also working on getting you guys an official Max0r cup. This is not the official Max0r cup.
Yeah, that doesn't
look
look
boobs on it. But if you want other cups with boobs on them, you can.
What do you think the official Max0r cup's gonna be? What do you think it's gonna be? I think he'd put like some off-brand Genshin Impact player. Like it's not an actual Genshin Impact character. It's just like one you go like, oh yeah, no, that is totally meant to be so and so.
Find the shop for them here in Description Alley, right next to the Subscribe store. And use code Max0r for 10% off all spells. I am not responsible for what comes after.
See, that's what he's talking about. Spread your ass open, dude. You can
What?
be a rump shaker, huh?
Dude, this car kicks ass, and I can watch Madagascar while I'm driving.
Oh my god.
Christ. Just
I talked to that squirrel.
Walgreens. One wizard cast a bullet at the other and stole his magical herbs. Turns out Gale wasn't actually a crip. Or maybe now he is. Wizarding life truly is amazing out here in Pennsylvania. Because when you join the Wild Magic Gang, you aren't just making a character. You're making a mistake. Wild Magic Sorcerers have a random chance to select an effect from a list of 100. As long as you install the mod that adds 80. Every spell my character cast was a guarantee that something will happen.
What the fuck? Isn't that like the strongest thing in the game?
Is a different story entirely. Consider the scenario that you and your heroic party are desperately trying to escape.
Before he talks about this one, oh, what a freeze frame. Dude, I save scummed this mission. I did this mission like 3 or 4 different times because like, no, I'm going to get everything here. I'm going to get one like this. Wild Magic mod is a banger. I got to install that one. I got to install that then. I have to do it. I have to do it.
Escape an underwater prison. And no, this time it wasn't for bestiality. It was for hate crimes. You have 5 turns to escape before your character reenacts the Titanic. This is when you make the critical mistake of casting a spell, which triggers the random effect of lock all doors, magically transforming this exploding prison into an exploding coffin. that is a reload.
Yeah.
Or how about the time that I was tasked with holding onto a torch under penalty of death?
Oh,
Whereupon
yeah.
The game decided that it would be really funny if I was banished to another dimension.
Huh?
Because it would be even funnier if I happened to reload the game and immediately get petrified.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
look, I am exaggerating a little bit here. After all, the chances of you transforming into an ovine on your third try would be pretty low. Of course, wild magic doesn't always have to ruin the game. Sometimes it can do really helpful things, like permanently inflict my character with the clown curse.
I love
which
that.
is, by every metric,
I did it.
an objective upgrade.
Yep.
I had an
You can get that paint somewhere in a carnival in Act 3, if I'm not mistaken. I would keep that on my person as long as possible. As long as I could. If you didn't, clowns are meta in this game. Clowns are so good. Always be clowns. Also, best girl is on screen. Everybody, best girl is on screen. Take in, appreciate it. Take in the lovely best girl right here. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows that she is.
emotional cutscene after I got this, and I'm sure it made everyone feel better. Here we have the fight with the giant robot, where I
easy fight.
accidentally transformed
Easy
myself
fight.
into a cheese wheel. This gives us all kinds of new abilities, like cheesy smell, which would be really good if the robots could smell. Now, due to the obvious limitations of my class, Baldur's Gate 3 provides a myriad of options for customization, leveling, and companions, who, by the way, can be respec'd into any other class,
Anything.
making strategies like the 4-man gambling squad and Jurassic Park
What?
completely possible, but not exactly viable. Personally, I find it completely bullshit that I do not get an intimidation bonus for walking into the bank with 3 fucking velociraptors. Like, do you see this very often? So, to get at the true heart of the Baldur's Gate 3 experience, we have to make some friends, and eventually have sex with most of them. Honestly, it's a...
Why is it that Gale always wants to have sex with you? Every single time that I was doing any conversation with him, I'm like, okay, which of these options make sure that he does not think I'm trying to romance him? Because I'm already trying to romance Shadow Star, whatever her name is, the one that isn't the weird witch lady who's like a priest or cleric or some cleric. That's it. I'm already trying to romance her and turn her into a good person and not be racist. Although it seems like every woman in the game was racist on my team except for Best Girl, but I didn't know that Best Girl was in the game until later. So I would have romanced her. It was already a little too late. It was already a little too late. Hey, Drago, welcome, welcome.
pretty easy to forget that this game has combat. Personally,
Why is
though,
Gale so
I
gay?
didn't get with any of them. Mostly because I can't show it, but also because I was interested in a more acquired taste.
Okay. Oh, I was about to say, what did you think he made him? I was thinking, like, did he make it a dwarf, like a big burly dwarf man? But no, he just
That's
immediately
right,
shows the
baby.
Cthulhu
Gay
man.
Sex with Squidward. I always dreamed of touching those Squidward tentacles as I played his clarinet. Also, if you don't have sex with anyone human, the camp skeleton just insults you for having no bitches.
Really?
Thus thou art alone.
Maidenless.
Shadowheart, more affectionately referred to as Shart, is a cleric of Shar that I spent the entire game gaslighting into a religious fundamentalist. Then,
Oh, no.
as soon as that became slightly inconvenient, beat her to death with my entire party so badly that I could not revive the body for round 2. Now, Shadowheart could have survived if I actually trusted her, but unfortunately, she is a white woman. And I don't trust those. Gale is an aggressively bisexual wizard with a nuclear bomb inside of his chest. And,
Not joking.
It wants me defeated boots. Now, Gale claims this is because of his relationship with an actual goddess, but I don't believe him. Not because that's completely insane, but because I've seen how Gale behaves around me. This motherfucker is gay. And since I've covered all this game's wacky and funny spells, I decided that I was going to respec Gale into a barbarian and give him a gun.
What?
This wizard may be out of spells, but he is not out of shells. Will is a daring and
Okay, before he gets to Will, for Gale, did anyone else, like, not give him anything until he made, like, a different deal with somebody? Because I was thinking, like, dude, this guy's just an addict. He's lying to me. That's going to be the whole thing. So you know what? I'm just not going to give it to him. He's going to thank me later. So I just won't give it to him. And then he makes a deal with, like, some bad guys. And I was like, oh, shit. No, wait, this was real. Gale, why didn't you just say that from the beginning? Why were you being like, you know, I've got a slight problem. Can you give me your pants? Can you give me your gloves? Can you give me your sword? Because I want to eat it. And I was like, nah, dude, this guy's like an addict and all that. He's like the, what do you call it? The Highborn in World of Warcraft. He just has a mana addiction. I'll fix it for him. It'll be that easy. And then, no. And no, it turned out it was a real thing.
Noble warlock who is constantly told what to do and treated like a dog by a demon girl. So
Hot.
I don't understand why he doesn't enjoy that. This game's writing is unrealistic. Lae'zel is a Githyanki fighter who, within 3 seconds of speaking to her, made me decide that yes, I am going to do a racist character today. And over the course of our adventure, Lae'zel surprised and shocked me by never failing to prove my racism correct. Asterion
True.
is a... Sorry, I forgot.
Why is he molesting?
Asterion is a devilishly handsome rogue that specializes in giving enemies the devious backshots. This is mostly because Asterion happens to be a literal vampire, which becomes relevant when I sacrifice 7,000 children to him.
He did that? Of course he did.
I promise the scene isn't gay. Unfortunately, this did basically nothing, as Asterion proceeded to walk down the hall and get his ass beat to death with hammers, because out of all the abilities our sacrifice could have given us, Asterion had graciously received the power to continue being useless. Though, to be fair to Asterion, no ultimate vampire twink is going to kill 5 full-blood Texans on their 5th Modelo.
True.
And Karlach is a very hot
Karlach, best girl.
that I use throughout the game as a punching bag. One time, Karlach got so mad that she randomly destroyed every box in a 10-meter radius, repeatedly setting the entire party on fire until we fucking died. It was at this moment I decided that Karlach was going to be the one to disarm every trap in the game for me. Make sure to grab the treasures, Karlach. With our powers combined, we are the world's shittiest polycule. We're having so much fun without Shadowheart.
No.
So, as the world's shittiest polycule...
But what about having an entire harem? Dude, I walked with all of the women every time. I had the Githyanki, who I already forgot the name of, Karlach, and Shadowheart. All 3 of them. It's like, oh, dude, you could have Gale, you could have Will, you could have Asterion, and I'm like, yeah, but they have dicks. So, counterpoint, I could just have a bunch of women, and yes, I also played as a woman. All right, Guth, thank you for coming by. I also played as a woman. So it was literally just 4 women, girl bossing it up, being hot and sexy. It was awesome. 10 out of 10. Would do again.
It naturally falls to us to combat the forces of Big Straight and stop the Squidward ethno-state. Mostly by accident, because if
just
there's
a
one thing that
woman
makes me
without a
more than
dick.
protecting my potential investments, it is stealing from them. Yes, sir, it is certainly bad.
Oh, no.
Only
Sorry, Guth. I thought you said I gotta go. Guth, you gotta remember, I only read 50% of the comments, and then my brain autocorrects it. Sorry, Guth. You gotta go with for the gals. Exactly. Exactly.
bank in the city gets robbed. But
remember, I am autistic and dyslexic and just an idiot in general. I can't read.
Quests in Baldur's Gate 3 are, for lack of a better term, fucking insane, both in their scope and in content. Mostly the content, with
I love that guy.
contingencies for failure, partial success, or the classic unrestricted Japanese war crimes. Truly, the sky is the limit in Baldur's Gate, and the only thing preventing you from achieving your dreams are the consequences of your actions. If, for instance, you were to ride the Calamari Carousel, a future character will roast you for your crimes against God in front of your friends. Your choices matter in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
One time, I decided to visit the circus so I could piss off the local genie so badly that he sends me to Jurassic Park. But that's not important right now. Exploring the non-insane part of the circus, we find ourselves enraptured by the performance of Dribbles the Clown. The only problem being that while investigating a series of murders by shapeshifters, I had already met Dribbles the Clown, and I was carrying his severed torso in my inventory. Safekeeping. So, despite knowing the identity of my gang stalkers, I decided to send Asterion to the stage anyways, mainly because I thought it would be funny. And I was not disappointed. This guy should open a YouTube channel where he promotes an energy drink he intentionally poisons. Now, you're gonna want to be careful after doing this quest, because unbeknownst to you, one of your crewmates has been replaced by an imposter. And worst of all, I am kind of into this. Can you shapeshift yourself pregnant?
Oh my god.
Whether you know it or not, you are going to be playing Among Us for the next 10 hours. And honestly, playing as the imposter is so much more fun. Which is why, instead of stopping the killings, I decided that I was going to do them myself. And eventually join the blood cult by bathing in the blood of the racist elephant to bring about a new future of crimson despair. Shapeshifters are usually multiracial by definition. What I'm trying to say.
I gotta play this again and play as an evil character. I have to do it as an evil character. I was like lawful good or something along this. I was like, I'm gonna be a goody two shoes and everything. I love nature. What the fuck? I want to turn into a xenomorph. I want to turn into a tyrannid. That looks dope as fuck. Oh my god, what happened to his veins? Has he been doping? Is he okay? He looks like he's about to... It looks like he's trying to do one of those Instagram model pouts right now.
With these long anecdotes is that you never just go to the circus in this game, or
Oh
God
my
forbid,
god.
speak to a clown. Though you are watching this YouTube video, which is close.
Repost if you want to nail a porcupine to your neighbor's ball.
What? We are more than halfway through and we're back at Act 1? Huh?
Give me the thug shaker, dude. Shake your ass. Take your hands off it and shake that shit.
Welcome to the first major dungeon of the game, appropriately named Central London. And like the actual London, it is unfortunately filled with the English.
Yeah.
You can, really tell because you can't understand anyone.
He hates
and the
Margaret
food is
Thatcher.
inedible. It is here that Baldur's Gate really shines as a game where you can do almost anything, and an unlucky developer will be forced to code it. There are 3 targets for you to kill in the Goblin Camp, or if you're bad enough, several dozen, each with their own personalities, weaknesses, and premium cheese strategies. Needless to say, this channel is not going to offer you any good advice. After all, there's a lot of guide videos for this game alongside race tier lists. So
What?
while I'm not going to be sorting you by phenotype,
What? Oh my god, what did I just pause on? Is she okay? What did you do to my girl? How dare you? How dare you? Okay, but my advice, don't look up any guides. Why would you look up a guide for this game? At least for the first playthrough. Why would you do that? Welcome, Flame. Welcome, welcome. But why would you look up a guide for this game? Play this game blind your first time through. Don't look up anything. Experiencing things is always for the best, and then do another playthrough and then also still don't look it up. Do everything opposite. This was Game of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? Well, at least from the Game Awards. Do it. Do it. This was a great idea. I should have played evil. Does anyone else just hate playing as evil characters? I feel bad. I just always feel bad.
what I can give you is a taste of the premium cheddar. Okay, so you're gonna want to start out by going invisible and placing a wyvern toxin into the Kool-Aid. Then lead a toast by declaring that we are going to drink until we die. Make sure that Asterion is the one to do it, by the way. We don't need him anymore. Heading inside, we take care of our first target by following her to a secluded location, summoning a cloud of daggers, and then initiating verbal exchange. Locking her into our conversation while she is slowly stabbed to death. This isn't considered a crime, by the way, because, well, they can just walk out. Just don't hit a piece of wood while you're doing that, because then you're not going to be killed for assault.
Really?
You're going to be killed for destruction of property. The next trick we're going to do is called Max0r's Skip, because we are going to be summoning a random spectator.
Aw, thank you for the cheers. Aw, thank you, Pin. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're not stupid.
Just pray to God that she doesn't go down easily, because the spectator certainly won't.
Oh shit.
Finally, we have our third target, Dror Razglin, who is slightly hard to kill the conventional way. So
how did I kill this guy?
We're going to do something significantly
I think it was
harder.
with the spiders.
I know, really original strategy, Max.
Animals are so fucking funny, they make me want.
Welcome to the Underdark, home of the spectator boss fight. Because yes, in addition to having a giant underground area filled with
Is he about to like summon this as a zombie or something? Because I know you can do that. Was I the only person when they played this game? I kept lockpicking things. I kept going through and say, ooh, a locked door, and I just kept opening them up, going and going. That literally before I killed any of the people I was supposed to kill in the Goblin camp, I was down here and I finished the Underdark in its entirety first, and I didn't realize I had skipped so much. So it was an uphill battle the entire way, because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I was doing everything backwards. I did Act 1 the most backwards way possible. I went all the way down, and then, like, literally all the way down to the mines. And then I did it all the way back up. And I was like, well, this was probably not the most optimal way to do it. That was probably not the correct, well, not the intended way. That's some hardcore loot goblining. I see a locked door. I open it. There could be loot back there. There could be something back there, okay? When you give me freedom, I will use it to commit thievery. It's just how I am. Just how I am.
Interesting flora and fauna. Baldur's Gate 3 dares to ask the question of, what if people in the Underdark had a different skin color to me? And completely unrelated to that, what if there was a lot of slavery? Because it is this very slavery that we are going to take advantage of. Immediately upon entering the world's basement, you're gonna want to head over to the Mushroom Kingdom, and you're gonna get a letter telling you that the princess is now a permanent guest at one of Bowser's 7 Koopa hotels. Talking to the giant mushroom, you're gonna have to explain to him how reanimating the bodies of dead velociraptors is technically not a war crime, but what I'm going to use them for is definitely a war crime. And after playing a game of Pokemon with the corpses that your enemies reanimated, we steal their boats and progress down the river towards the Iron Fortress of Grimforge. This place.
See, I skipped all of that, even the combat. Every chance I get, I do perception. Now, I got the Mario reference. I got those Mario references. They didn't go over my head. But literally every chance I get, I do thievery, I do lockpicking, and I do deception. So I got to hear by just convincing everybody I was on their side. I didn't have any real big experience. I was very underleveled, and then I got into the boss fight. It was so weird, but it was so fun to figure out.
Fucking sucks dick. I'm gonna kill myself. Welcome to Grimforge, home to many different kinds of people, whether they're enslaved or enslaving. You really only have 2 options here in the Grimforge. Eavesdropping in on the local Minecraft Let's Play. We overhear rumors of an ancient and powerful explosive, which will purchase my child labor at least 30 minutes of Roblox time. And after gently ascertaining the location from their bodies, we carefully confiscate the nuclear weapon using a refined negotiation tactic where I lie to them. Now equipped with the most powerful bomb in the game, we are presented with a choice. We can either use this bomb to help the gnome slaves finally achieve their freedom, or we can use it to kill Jor Razglin.
How did I kill this guy? I don't remember.
Going back to the Goblin
I think it was the spiders.
We discover through some experimentation that Jor Razglin doesn't actually die to the bomb that I just placed. So, into the hole you go, I guess. And that is how you quickly and efficiently speedrun the Goblin Camp. Make sure to subscribe for more convenient time saves.
Peter, what are you doing? What the fuck?
Oh.
I'm like 99% sure I released the spiders and it killed him. The other guys I killed, the other guys I killed in regular old combat. But that guy, I'm pretty sure I killed by releasing spiders because I was a druid. I could talk to all the spiders. They were friendly. I love talking to all the animals.
Okay, so the point I'm trying to get across, really badly, is that this game is utterly massive, and it absolutely does not stop you from destroying it. Because in Baldur's Gate 3, every single mistake you can possibly make is going to come up again. And most of the time, it is in the form of racial conflict. For instance, do you want to be a good Samaritan and free the Deep Gnomes from their unjust imprisonment? Well, congratulations. You just happened to free the Deep Gnome clan's Grand Wizard. Hope you're ready for a race war in 20 hours. Because if you happen to misplace a certain bomb, then he's going to happen to make Hiroshima look like a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Personally, this kind of stuff is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Not the racism part, although that is still funny, but rather the simple joy of knowing that your save file has probably already been destroyed without you even knowing it. Since beginning the long process of making this video, I have made a multiplayer warlock named Grizzly Bear, alongside my friends Reese and Nomer Simpson.
Nomer Simpson.
For approximately 10 minutes, I can confirm that my first character inadvertently killed almost everyone he spoke to. And about
Why does he have all these pipe bombs?
The reverse was true. A good example of this is the time that I just so happened to wander my character into a literal god, who then offered me a pivotal and important quest, prompting me to raise the reasonable inquiry that if she was a god, surely she would be able to kill anyone she wanted.
I did that.
She responded by fucking vaporizing me. Overall, this is, in every sense of the word, a role-playing game, provided, of course, you want to roleplay as a dumbass murder goblin. Otherwise, Why do you even play video games? We blow shit up in this motherfucker. Better take your sensitive ass back to LinkedIn. With scores of amazing and deep content that I unintentionally locked myself out of because we accidentally killed a man named Bingus Bongus. Ripped to a fucking real one. Strategic and complicated combat. And an entire world of possibilities and solutions. Which will leave you wondering. How the fuck am I allowed to do this? Is this a glitch or intended behavior? Yes. So, while I didn't get to cover everything since, I'm only
huge.
human, you can trust me when I say that there is something in this game for everybody. 10 out of 10. Would unleash Gnome Hitler again. For me, though, I would like to thank all of my amazing patrons, using and sacrificing their funding for only the finest of video game content. As
Who the
always,
fuck is-
more
what the fuck is
deranged
this?
Game videos to come. I will be sure to spend all of your money very responsibly.
What?
Oh yeah, this video is about Baldur's Gate 3.
This blue archive? What the
Responsibly.
What the fuck? Why do they... It's cheap. People get off to this, don't they? People get off to this, don't they? People are like, oh my god, my anime chibi girls, dude, I just coomed. They do that, don't they?
Oh yeah, this video is about Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, that was good. Oh, there's the song. Oh, I love this song. You can say that about anything, to be honest. True. Oh my god, I love this song. I love it. If you play this game, make a deal with the devil and then go and break into the devil's house. It is one of my favorite fights, and I think it's my favorite song. It's so good. It is so good. I need to replay this. It's another banger from Max0r. Tell me down in the comments, what did you do that you didn't expect to do in this game? Let me know some crazy stuff that happened in your game that maybe I didn't experience and probably didn't. But, and you know, I want to just say thank you for watching. Consider liking and subscribing, all that other stuff. Maybe come by the Discord, come by the live stream, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. But thank you for watching, and until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day over in YouTube land. Bye-bye.